Hello and good evening, all of you. Thank you for yeah, thank you for being here, for watching my stream. Today, like the title says, we're just gonna be learning how to do something, and specifically how to make reels, right? So right now on YouTube, obviously everybody spends a ton of time making reels, and recently I did a 5-hour course on YouTube that was free by Professor Ferris. If you want, you can look it up. You just visit my YouTube channel. I have the whole series there of me learning how to edit on using Devinci Resolve, and just press the link. It's completely free. If you want to learn too, I highly recommend it. Class was um, very good. It explained a lot of the essentials that you need in order to get started, and as a base for like if you want to edit your videos or whatever you want to do. I highly recommend it. So now that I have that base, obviously I'm gonna be working on my YouTube channel. I wanna create vlogs and maybe other types of videos. And I created some short content like making some breakfast and stuff like that. So, but I can only do that because I took the course, right? And now I know how to use it. I can open DaVinci Resolve, and it doesn't feel overwhelming to use. So yeah. But right now, that is long term. That is more like practical, more like into in knowledge where you could grow, and a base, like a base. But from that base, I want to build something that generates me income. And I've been doing research and something that doesn't take my too much of my own investment, just time, and will give return a lot, both monetarily and in skill, and doesn't take too much time to create are reels. And I found this guy. I don't know his name, but we're gonna see him. He's the one that has this course, and he has this website as well called ViewMax. Um, it's free to watch this course on this website. You can watch his videos on YouTube as well. You can watch his videos on YouTube as well if you want. Let me see if I can find them. Real quick. No, I probably won't just by scrolling here, and I'm not really sure who it is. Logboach, maybe this guy. Yeah, is it this guy? Yeah, it's this guy. This guy right here, he's a goat. He has this whole website made for Remaxing, all that you need to succeed in social media. And I have my trusty notebook. I'm gonna be taking notes, and I'm gonna be learning how to create reels that blow up and get views, and hopefully grow a channel, a different channel, not my main channel. My main channel is just for placing vlogs and streaming. But obviously, we're gonna create a different channel, and in that channel, I'm gonna post these reels. Hopefully, grow it to grow the subscribers, get it monetized, and earn an income. Because I really want to stop working 9 to 5, and the only way to do that is by make generating income another way. And this was also allow me to live a dream life kind of thing, and serve Jehovah more, and do a lot of cool things. Obviously, with more income, the more you could do, the more doors open up. I don't gotta tell you all that. You all know that. So if you wanna come along with me in the journey, go ahead. All these links to all of these websites are on my YouTube channel. So if you wanna go check it out, just press the video. I did make sure to press these links in there. I should maybe put his channel too, but what we're gonna be using is this ViewMax, because it's nicely separated into subjects. This module one is basically why to start, and I'm just gonna do a quick review because I'm not gonna rewatch all those videos. So it's a complete guide to social media success. First you launch, then you get views, and you get money. It's simple stuff, right? Obviously, there's multiple ways you can do this. There's ad revenue, and you could also build a brand and stuff like that. Um, so it's around 20 cents per every 1,000 views that you make. So a million view video is like what, $200, something like that. So a million views isn't too difficult if we follow the process that works, right? So make videos that go viral and follow the principles that we're gonna learn, hopefully, and it should be replicatable. I saw a bunch of, mainly this one. I think months back that this guy he obviously grinded. It took him like 3 months, but after like 3 months, he was making like this one. No, no. So one of these that I watched, it was probably this one. Go viral. It's not luck. I hope the fan go viral to prove it's not luck. Yeah. The kid obviously he was working on his own. He had this guy's help, but he was working on his own. He grinded it out, posted shorts. It got one blew up, and then his channel grew. And after like 3 months, yeah, he didn't make money like the first 1 or 2 months, but after 3 months, he was making 8 grand. That's basically like 2.5 grand a month. If you put it like that, it just got paid up there. And then from there, he gained the skills, he got the edits, he understood the principles, and he's probably making so much more. I think he was like 18 to 20 max. So it's definitely worth to grind it out and just learn. The worst that can happen is I gain experience, and that's it. That's the worst that can happen. I gain experience. And that's the worst that can happen to you too. You gain experience. So he talks about the YouTube analytics, where it shows the graph, and then you want to make sure that it has a good click through rate and a good watch through. The goal is to beat the analytics every time, get the graph to be flat, get into the viewer psychology. Okay, then he talks about why faceless is better than face. Well, with your face you can build a brand and show people, while faceless is, well, if there's no brand loyalty, you're just posting content, but there's also no like commitment to it. You can just let it go. I mean, I guess there's no commitment at all because you could just let everything go. Like you do it for yourself, for your family, whoever. And then the next step is to create a channel. To create a channel, we find a niche, and then the method has to be a big enough niche where there has to be enough people watching it. Has to get enough views. I mean, if you like something specific, like I don't know, pencil collecting, that's great. You can make videos on that, but it does not have enough views. It does not have enough of demand. You need a big market, and you need to join a big market, and then just find your own 5% difference and make it from there. And then go through the YouTube feed and see if anything catches your attention. Is a choice on how to do that. So I'm just gonna continue with the videos. If people join later, they can feel free to write in the chat. I don't think I got anybody anywhere. Wish I had the other mouse. Okay, methods to find your niche.
Of finding.
Wait, let me turn off the music. Probably too loud.
Your niche. I'm going to give you 3 different ways that you can do this. The number 1 rule that you need to keep in mind while you're doing this section.
I already talked about.
Okay, next, what the is zoink and twisting? I may have talked about this in literally every video I've made so far, so if you're bored about hearing this explanation, I'm sorry. Zoink and twisting is the art of copying something, but making it 5 to 10% different.
So, zoink and twisting. So I take good notes, mainly because I can reference them then later. Like if I remember, oh, this worked like this, but I don't remember specifically how, well, I have it in my notes. So I just go there instead of having to come back to the video and rewatch it. So take good notes. It'll save you a bunch of time in the future, especially if there's always so much in experience. Like teachers, like the ideas come, but if you don't know how to do it or where find how to do it, then what's the point of the idea? So take good notes. Good notes. Zoink and twisting. Copy something, but change it. Copying something, but changing it to be your own.
By
5 to 10%.
adding your own twist to it, making it better, covering topics they haven't covered, etc. This completely goes beyond just social media or YouTube Shorts. I literally live and die by zoinking twisting. The first time that I ever made real money online, I was 15 years old during COVID. There was this guy named Grant the Goat who was a mobile Fortnite YouTuber, and he was blowing up by trying out for TikTok clans. Yes, that is a real sentence. I had literally never even made content videos before, but for some reason I decided to zoink and twist his videos because I was a fast editor on PC, so I thought that I could add something that was interesting. And in the first month of doing that, my channel got over 40 million long form views, making little 15-year-old me over $100,000 in profit in a month. I've used the zoink and twist framework over 10 times super successfully in business and even in life, like figuring out what my workout plan is or my nutrition or something like that. It's just overpowered. The main thing about this point that I cannot stress enough is that you can't just do the zoink, you also need the twist to make it personal to yourself. When I first made a YouTube video talking about running the Slam Dunk channel, literally everyone, like there were thousands of people that copied our exact format, but the issue is that nobody was making videos that were different or better. So everyone was just falling short and being stuck in view jail and saying that the niche was oversaturated. Then my friend Fam came along in the exact same niche and literally just added clips to the video.
That's the guy that blew up in like 3 months.
Talked about slightly different subjects and talked about stuff that was happening recently to make it personalized to him, and in his first month did over $10,000 in profit. For example, this was our most popular video on the Slam Dunk channel with over 100 million views. These primitive survival videos are fake. See, in this video where two guys turned dirt into an underground house and swimming pool, there's 7 different things to prove that the build was staged. And this was Fam's most popular video on pushing positivity with 50 million views.
This guy's morning routine is fake. See, Ashton Hall is going viral for dunking his face in ice water and rubbing banana peels on his face at 5 a.m., but there's 3 things to prove that he's lying.
The bottom line is that zoink and twisting is an amazing framework to use, especially if you're a beginner or feel like you're stuck, but just make sure to actually make it 5 to 10% better or personalized to you.
So that's what the goal is.
Another really good framework that we use all the time when thinking about niches to enter and then eventually video ideation is the 1 + 1 = 2 framework. Huge YouTubers like MrBeast or Unspeakable talk about this all the time. Take 2 already working and existing concepts and combine them into one thing that makes a new product. For example, for my first blow up on YouTube that I talked to you about before, I mixed the fast editing niche with the TikTok clan niche on YouTube, and people absolutely loved it. I was good at the game and editing quickly to blow the minds of these TikTok clan leaders that I was trying out for, which is the exact reaction that the viewers wanted to see. Because I combined these 2 pretty separate niches, the viewers had not seen videos like this before, which is why each of them were getting millions of views. You can do this with literally any niche or video idea, but once again, make sure that the outcome of what you're making is still big enough to attract a large amount of viewers. Like, don't niche yourself down too much.
Take 2 concepts that work and combine them.
Next, I want to talk about niche-based For You pages. I said before that my favorite method of finding a niche is probably doom scrolling. Once you've identified the niche that you want to get into and made the channel, make the algorithm on that page serve content from your niche. We ran this animal stories channel a couple months ago and made it so our entire For You page was just serving us the top content from that specific animal niche. This is super overpowered because you can actually get into the viewer's mindset of watching these videos on the platform, and you can pick up on what the top competitors are doing differently or better than you. We'll talk about the checklist method to identify that later. But that being said, I would definitely recommend making a page curated in your niche so you can see all of the videos that are doing good. Next, I want to talk about niche-based For You pages. I said before that my favorite method of finding a niche is probably doom scrolling. Once you've identified the niche that you want to get into and next are examples of good and bad niches. We're whipping out the headphones for this one. The first thing that I want to cover is clipping versus channels like Music Media Co. and Bolt Motivation. Okay, I would say that this is what the average clipping channel looks like. So something like this.
They were our first sponsor.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we started on it.
Okay, now I want to compare that clipping video to the recent Music Media Co. video.
Have you ever noticed these specific routines rappers follow at every concert? Like Kendrick Lamar, who always screams the name of the city he's in after finishing the song Humble.
Same thing with this channel, Bolt Motivation. Just look at one of these clips.
Who weighed the plates?
What the fuck are you on? Answer your questions.
Who weighed the plates? Your dad. World record. Not allowed. Prove it.
So there's this myth that clipping is oversaturated and it's really hard to get views. It's not oversaturated, just the amount of effort that it takes to get views is more than most people are willing to put in. If you just do like this average clipping channel where you're just cutting clips from podcasts or streamers or something like that, then there's no real variables that you control other than what the clip is to go viral. That doesn't mean that these clips can't go viral. There's random Joe Rogan clips and streamer clips that go viral literally every day. It just means that since you don't control a ton of variables, it's harder to consistently make viral videos. Whereas then on something like Bolt Motivation, I think the stat was that this guy was averaging 15 million views a clip, which is ridiculous. And the reason that these guys can go viral with every single video is because they're not just clipping, they're telling stories. They control literally every variable from the hook, whether that's visual or adding AI voiceovers. They have these little editing quirks that they do. If you were to just post these clips with none of their special editing or storytelling onto it, it would literally get 100 times less views than it currently has on these channels. I wanted to talk about this niche because oftentimes people just ask me why their clips aren't going viral, and it's because they don't control a ton of variables, so it's just kind of random. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is the slam dunk niche versus something like pushing positivity versus something like what everyone was doing to copy slam dunk. When we started slam dunk back in 2022, there was no high quality celebrity news content that was in this storytelling format, so it was an amazing niche to enter. And then, like I said before, there were thousands of channels that started copying what we were doing on the slam dunk niches, like this one.
Mr. Beast is the kindest person on earth, but he actually hates some of the biggest celebrities on the planet. The first one is Jacksepticeye.
So once again, it's the normal slam dunk storytelling niche, but there's just these little differences that make his videos slightly worse than what we were doing on slam dunk, which keeps this channel in view jail. As you guys can see, all this guy's videos are plateauing like at 25,000, 30,000, 10,000 views. And if you ran this channel and didn't really know much about YouTube, you might say that the niche is oversaturated or that your channel can't get out of view jail. But then you look at a channel like Pushing Positivity that was started just a couple months ago, and their most popular video has 50 million views. Once again, it's literally the same exact format with just a couple slight tweaks to make the videos better than what we were doing on Slam Dunk.
Kaisen at Streamer University just got heartbreaking.
There's a fight? Who's fighting?
You might think it's because Rakai got into a fight or a student got expelled, but you would be completely wrong.
So once again, it's not an example of the niche being bad, it's an example of the videos not being to a high enough quality standard to actually get views. This next niche that I want to cover is super random. It's pack openings. We had a guy in our Discord, it wasn't this channel, I can't remember the channel name, that was asking me why his pack opening videos weren't going viral. So I looked it up for this section of the video because I wanted to show an example of a niche that wasn't big enough. From first glance, this channel has 300,000 subscribers and all of these pack opening videos have like 5 million views, 3 million views, 2 million views. Like, it looks pretty big. Just for an example of what the content looks like, here's what it is.
100 pack mega pack, here we go. Super Volley, it's too many cards, Dark Hole, we got E-Black, can't even hold it, Nessie.
And I would say that this is actually optimized for retention, but then when you pull up his channel, he's only getting 1.4 million short form views a month. That literally makes less than like $100. So no matter how good this guy makes his pack opening videos, there's a very low chance that he makes enough money for the effort that he's putting in, just because the market of people who want to watch that type of content is relatively small. That doesn't mean that the niche as a whole is all bad. It just means that if you want to make money from AdSense on short form on this niche, it's probably not the best play. Like, maybe this guy is selling packs or something like that and making a crazy amount of money, and that's completely fine. I'm just talking purely from an AdSense perspective. It doesn't make sense to make pack opening videos if you're just going to try to do it to pull views. And then the last niche that I want to talk about is this animal stories niche that I think I mentioned before. This niche is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, these videos are getting like 200 million views, 100 million views, 100 million, 90 million, and it just keeps going on. It's insane. This channel was literally getting like 1 billion views a month, and it's just these fake animal stories videos. I would play a video, but it has an Ed Sheeran song in it. Once again, this market is absolutely massive, so if you can just find a 5 or 10% differentiator to this, then I'm sure that you can get a channel to go viral. Now you need to actually make your first video.
So, summarize. I think I said this. Choose a niche for enough of a market to go viral. Simple, right? I think so. Maybe.
Don't worry though, I'm gonna make a video with you step by step. The goal here isn't even necessarily to make a mega banger viral video, it's just to get content out there. If you go back on Mr. Beast's first videos, you'll see what I mean. He was just literally throwing shots up. You need to make it exist first, you can make it good later. For the sake of this section, just so I can make a video with you, let's assume that I'm entering the interesting nature facts niche, which I talked about before, and fits all of the criteria of the previous section. First, you need to break your content down into sections. For this niche, to make a video, you need ideation, script writing, voiceovering, and then editing. I told you we're gonna walk through the entire process, starting with ideation. So for the ideation, I decided to zoink and twist one of the biggest channels in this niche called Discovery Dose. More specifically, this video that was posted a couple months ago about wood being worth more than gold.
As they pierce the tree with a hot metal rod, the wood inside will soon be more expensive than gold, because this is just a regular accolade tree.
It's about the process of changing this tree into something that's used in perfumes, and we're just gonna zoink and twist it. 2.2 million likes, meaning that this is a big enough market. Ideation for the first video complete. Okay, next is script writing. You can script write on a Google Doc. I'm gonna do it in our software tool. I'm literally just going to copy and paste the URL for this video. It's gonna watch the video. We're gonna title it Wood Worth More Than Gold. Okay, it's watching the video and it's completed. Continue. For the sake of this section, I'm going to keep the exact same topic rather than adding more context, just to show you guys what I'm talking about. So generate script. Okay, this was the first generation, so let's read this out. This tree gets turned into perfume worth more than gold. It's called an agar tree and looks totally normal. I would say the script is like 85% of the way there to making a viral video. We'll talk about how to do that later. If you're wondering how we got this script in literally 10 seconds to be good, we're using a framework called Second Brains that I talked about on my main channel. And this basically leaves us with this script that in my opinion is like 85% of the way there to being good. So I'm just gonna go around and change a couple things real quick. Okay, done. I changed it for literally 1 minute, but once again, since this is your first video, you don't need to make it perfect. You just need to make it exist. So I will press continue. Okay, and that is our script writing section done. Moving directly into the voiceover section. AI voiceovers as of like a month ago, so as of July 2025, got insanely good. So I'm gonna use an AI voiceover for this script to demonstrate that to you guys.
So right now they're probably even better.
I'm gonna use the ViewMax voice that we custom made for this, and basically keep everything the same. And yeah, looks good. Generate speech. Let's see how long this takes. Let's hear how it sounds. We might have to split this up. It generated 8 lines. Okay.
This tree is worth more than gold. It's called an agar tree and looks totally normal, but when it's infected with a certain bacteria, something crazy happens.
Ooh, it glitched out at the end there. Okay, I'm just gonna generate this like this. So that is first, and then this is second. Okay, regenerate and regenerate. Let's listen to the other sections.
Over time, the tree fights back by making a thick, sticky stuff called resin.
Okay, pause. Okay, I think we're good. Let's listen to the whole thing.
This tree is worth more than gold. At first, it looks totally normal, but when it's infected with a certain bacteria, something crazy happens. People drill small holes into the tree and inject a fiery liquid that infects it. Over time, the tree fights back by making a thick, sticky substance called resin.
Okay, I think that this sounds pretty good, so I'm going to hit continue, and that's the voiceover done. I'm telling you, this stuff is not that hard. I'm gonna pick the default captions, and then the next and final section here is editing, so I'm just gonna speed on that real quick. Okay, now that I have B-roll uploaded, I'm just gonna...
So I'm guessing after he shows us this tutorial, he's actually gonna show us how to do it. But I mean, ViewMax is their AI, so I'm guessing you just put it in there and you fumble around, you make something good enough. But what I'm trying to learn from these people, it's like the principles that they use, like to know, because they already know what goes viral and what doesn't go viral. I mean, I'll eventually learn that maybe if I just post. But what's the point of doing it when somebody's already done it and is teaching you, you know?
Go through and clip parts like this that I want to use for the B-roll. Okay, so the B-roll, the voiceover, the music, the script, the captions, everything is loaded in. This is without even touching it in editing.
This tree is worth more than gold. At first, it looks totally normal, but when it's infected with a certain bacteria, something crazy happens. People drill small...
Okay, obviously I need to mess with the B-roll, so I am going to do that real quick and then cut to the video being done and show it to you guys real quick in the timeline.
This wood is worth more than gold. Deep in in forests, they find these trees that look normal, but inside hides something rare. They drill small holes and push in a fiery liquid full of special bacteria. The tree tries to fight back, so it makes a thick, sticky sap packed with strong smells and strange chemicals. Over many years, this sap hardens and spreads through the wood. The wood then turns dark and smells amazing.
Okay, so the process of making that whole video took about 30 minutes, and I think that this video is good enough to go viral, but once again, this is just the process of making the first video. I'll show you how to make it good in a later section. Now that I've actually shown you the process of making your first video, I have some tips to make this part easier. First is that usually I won't just get one good idea and execute off of that.
Okay, so making the first video, pretty simple. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Okay, we're
Now
back.
you need to actually make your first video. Don't worry though, I'm gonna make a video with you step by step. The goal here isn't even, we track everything and keep it organized through Trello. Here is what one of our short form Trellos look like. This took me literally 3 minutes to set up, and it's how we managed the entire channel. It's also free. Funny enough, I actually got this whole Trello set up for organization from a channel I worked at called Rebound, and the owner of that channel just happened to be best friends with Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast was helping them with this stuff. So in my mind, after I left Rebound, I had just stolen Mr. Beast's organization system. Of course, don't get too overly obsessed with these productivity systems. The only thing that matters is making a good video, but this would just help us keep it tracked, especially when we would hire out editors.
So I'm guessing just Trello. The reason I'm not creating a video right away is I haven't paid for a subscription, and I'm going on a trip tomorrow. Won't be back like Monday, so why pay for something and lose a bunch of days, you know? So if not, I will be making, or at least trying to make a video and the channel and everything of the sort. Okay, Trello completed. Hey, I'm Taco. Add some to-dos. Start using Trello. I don't have any to-dos right now. consolidate all your to-dos with the with inbox. A lot of the tools are free, which is good. But it says it's free, but I just got to extend your trial to 30 days by adding a payment method. Free for 14 days with no credit card required. Great. It's not free anymore. Maybe it's just maybe all the features that we do need are free. No.
We track everything and keep it organized through Trello. Here is what one of, which brings me to my next section of doing everything yourself versus partnering with someone versus hiring people. If you are a beginner, I would basically always advocate to do everything yourself. You need to learn the hard skills of how this shit works, and to be honest, you probably don't have enough money or experience to even get a good team. That crazy month that I had back when I was 15 with the Fortnite TikTok clan stuff that for some reason I keep talking about in this video, I did completely myself. Ideation, script writing, recording, editing, thumbnails, uploading. I had literally no employees. I was a one-man show and I was just learning how to do the stuff as I went along. You can learn these skills through ChatGPT, YouTube, and actually making videos. You will suck at first and then you will get better. I promise. That being said though, for the slam dunk channel that I ran, I partnered with an editor that I knew at the time named Daniel, and we decided to split the work 50-50. I didn't want to spend any time editing, and he didn't want to spend any time finding ideas, voicing over, or script writing. So it was a perfect fit. If you are good enough at script writing, finding ideas, voiceovers, reviewing videos, and understanding analytics, which we'll talk about later, then you can 100% find an amazing editor to partner with. This works vice versa as well. You just have to be an amazing editor. You find these people mostly through Twitter and Discord. For example, if you join our Discord and just start talking and making friends in the chat or look at the sidebar, basically everybody has some content experience. And then it's on you to have good enough skills to make somebody want to partner with you. And finally, hiring, especially when the channel has no momentum, is super risky and you probably shouldn't do it unless you're already experienced. Good editors cost about $30 to $60 USD depending on the niche. It could definitely be more. You also find them mostly on Twitter, but to be honest, if you're a beginner, do not hire people. Literally just learn to do everything yourself. Something like ViewMax that I just showed you guys before is $20 a month. Your whole goal should just be to learn hard skills for yourself. And of course, if you want, you could partner with someone.
So yeah, I'm a beginner, so doing everything myself.
Okay, next I want to talk to you guys about copyright and how to make monetizable content. A ton of people ask me about YouTube's copyright or originality policy and ask me how the Slam Dunk channel was monetized. Basically, you need to make content that YouTube deems transformational. If you're adding a script, storyline, voiceover, B-roll, music, sound effects, etc., it's probably transformational and you can use any content you want, including stuff from like Mr. Beast or movies, anything. The gray area here is clipping, whereas stuff like Music Media Co. or Bolt Motivation that I showed you before is definitely transformational. If you just rip a clip from a podcast or a top YouTuber, there is a chance that YouTube makes it so you don't meet the monetization policy. Also, a quick note about music is that on YouTube Shorts specifically, you can still use copyrighted music like funk music or even big radio songs and usually still get away with it with full monetization. There are exceptions to this, and sometimes your video will get blocked in certain countries, so you can play it safe if you want. The song we used on the Slam Dunk channel was called East Hills Instrumental, but to be honest, it's kind of washed because that was like 3 years ago. So I'd just scroll through your Shorts feed and find the songs that people are using and take them from there. Or we curated like a 200 song list in ViewMax that you can use. The background music you use in your videos just really depends on your niche. I know this whole video has kind of been this mass information dump of step-by-step how to make money on social media, and at times could feel pretty robotic.
Yeah.
So I think now is a good time to talk about how personality.
So that was self-explanatory. Make content that's unique. That's why. So you can get paid for making it unique.
In your videos is your edge to make yourself unique. Even if you're making fully faceless content, the way that you arrange the B-roll, the different ways that you do the voiceover, your video ideas, they need to always be unique or personalized to you, even if you're zoink and twisting or doing the 1 + 1 = 2 method. My friend Fam, who ran the Pushing Positivity channel, did this really well, especially for a faceless channel, because he would arrange the B-roll in a way that would be funny, or he would say something questionable in the script. Literally nobody likes or remembers a video where you're just being robotic and playing by the rules. I'm sure there's certain cases where it works, but it's just not memorable. Your personality and your emotion is your edge. Mix that in with these core foundational principles to make the best videos possible. Okay, so I think that I covered everything that I needed to cover for before uploading your first video, probably, to be honest, giving you way too much information.
Exactly.
So I wanted to show you exactly what the upload process looks like, because once again, people think that there's some hidden algorithm trick. We literally just export from our editing software and drag and drop it into the YouTube uploader, title it whatever we want, and then put a description, or if you're posting a long form, a thumbnail. The tags on your videos really don't matter, and to be honest, the description doesn't even matter. It's literally just the thumbnail and title if on long form, and then the content of the video that really matters. I can't stress this enough, but the only thing that will get you views on social media is making an amazing video.
Yeah, makes sense, right? Make an amazing video, you get views. You get views, you get paid. Module 4, zooming through this. I mean, this information is important, that's why I'm watching it. There's obvious stuff, right? Escaping view jail. Sounds interesting.
So first you need to understand. Okay, so now that you are uploading videos, you are in
Hey, what happened?
what's called view jail. This means that the videos you're making are getting anywhere between 0 and 30,000 views and then completely flatlining. Your channel has no momentum. This is 100% completely normal, and just understand that if you're a beginner especially, you will probably be here for a while. I'll talk about the mentality of this later, but just know that you will not get views on your first videos. It's not normal to blow up right away because you need to find the formula. The basis of escaping view jail is that you need to make videos that are good enough to be pushed out consistently. View jail doesn't actually exist. It's just a term that people use when their videos are flatlining. There isn't a jail that your channel's stuck in and then magically the algorithm gods will free you and you'll become a millionaire. Also, if you think that you're shadow banned, you're not. Your videos just suck. The reason that your videos are getting 0 to 30,000 views and then flatlining is because with that little small push, YouTube is trying to figure out if your video is actually good enough to be pushed out to the audience that you're targeting. They actually want to push your video out because, as I talked about before, there isn't enough viral content that's being posted to the platform. So if you make that content, you will get views. This is the same for every platform, by the way, not just YouTube. YouTube is momentum based. So usually once you get one video that breaks out of view jail, all of your other videos start getting views, even if they once flatlined from 0 to 30,000. On Slam Dunk, all of our first videos flatlined between 3 and 5,000 views. But if you look today, all of those videos are sitting at millions of views because they got pushed out once the channel hit momentum. So just know that even if you are getting literally 0 views, you aren't uploading for nothing. You're uploading to make better and better videos each time, and you're looking for that formula. The main issue that I'm going to keep reiterating for this entire section is that if you're still stuck in view jail, your videos are just not good enough to be pushed out yet.
How do I know?
So how do you know that your videos aren't good enough? Well, YouTube literally tells you. The whole point of analytics on YouTube is for them to tell you directly what you're doing wrong so that you can make those changes and create content that's good enough to be pushed out. They've spent tens of millions of dollars and over 10 years perfecting this analytics dashboard. I promise you there's no secrets that they're hiding. Here is the analytics of a super viral video that we've made in the past. 93 million views, 262,000 subscribers gained off of it, a 28 8-second average view duration on a 28-second long video, so that's an 100% average view duration, and then 77.9% of these people stayed to watch. I definitely showed this video before, but once again, this is for the primitive survival video on Slam Dunk. These primitive survival videos are fake. See, in this video where two guys turn dirt in, I need you to pay attention to this graph. Here are the analytics to a video that we posted that was stuck in view jail. It has a 26-second average view duration on a 29-second video. That's a 90% average view duration. 77% of people stayed to watch, and this is what the graph looks like. Just so you can paint a picture in your head, I want to show you the first couple seconds of this video. This is the saddest moment on a speed stream.
Oh, what's our deepest, darkest secret?
I tried to myself.
Hey!
You asked for it.
I know, but come on, chill out. You okay? All right, you're gonna be all right.
I lost my best friend. I can't be okay.
Okay, anyways, that was so depressing. Anyways, I wanted to show you this example specifically just so you can see how little these differences actually make to getting millions of views. So I'm gonna go back and forth here between the view jail video and the viral video and look at the difference between these retention graphs. If you were a beginner just uploading for the first time and you saw this view jail video's retention graph, you might think that it's pretty good, but it's not. The word algorithm on YouTube can actually just be replaced with the word audience. This is what I've been talking about the entire time, where if you can make an amazing video that deserves to go viral, it will actually go viral. So comparing between these two graphs, you can tell that this primitive survival one is just way flatter. And while the graph to this view jail video is kind of flat, you can see that way more people clicked off in the first 2 seconds, and then over this first 10-second period, there was way more drop off than in the other one. I promise that that is literally the difference between a view jail video and something with 100 million views. There's people in our Discord who tell me all the time, oh, I got an 85% swipe rate and an 100% average view duration, and my video still flatlined at 20,000 views. I'm cooked. The YouTube algorithm gods hate me. YouTube is a momentum game. Don't use views as an indicator of success, especially early on. You need to use your analytics. If you posted 30 videos in a row that had amazing stats and a super flat retention graph, I promise you that one of them would go viral. The hard part is getting the good stats, and for beginners, it's not getting discouraged when your videos get 0 views. Okay, so if the basis of escaping view jail is making better and better videos until you make a video that's good enough to actually escape it, how do you make good videos that have good stats? Well,
so that was a very important, like, don't use the views as the metric, use the analytics as the metric. Because the better that, if the analytics are continue to be better and better and stay consistently better, the views will just follow as a consequence. That makes so much sense. And then you could easily get discouraged if you don't see enough views, even if like you don't focus on it, right? Module 5, understanding
well, first
analytics.
you need to understand how to read your analytics and get into what we call an iteration cycle. So I already showed you retention graphs and swipe through rates and everything like that. Now I want you to be able to read your own analytics. This guy named Batman typed in our Discord today, not my channel, but why are these not being pushed out more? And then he attached 4 pictures with all of these stats. This is the first picture he uploaded. It is a 16-second long video that has an 18-second average view duration. So you might think that's good. That's like an 110% average view duration or something like that. But now with what you know, can you figure out why this video did not get pushed?
Wait. Let me see. Click-through rate. Stay to watch 83. View duration 18 seconds. There's a drop off. Normal, right? I have no clue. Tell me.
If you said the 2 clear drops in the retention graph, then you would probably be right. Obviously, this video
The clear drops in the retention graph. So probably around here and then here. But I mean, that's the video.
has a good swipe through rate. It's like 84% and it has over an 100% average view duration, but there's still super clear points where people click off. Like,
oh, okay. Understand the clear points where people click off.
right here, I think that's probably like 5 seconds in. And then right here, that's maybe 14 seconds in. And then also this video is really short. So usually you just need to get absurd stats to make that go viral compared to if you were making like a minute long.
Yeah. Short videos take more to go viral. So even though the stats were averagely good, since it was a short video and there was clear drop-offs, it did not go viral.
The next thing he shared is of that video getting 30,000 views and then flatlining, exactly what we've been talking about. This channel doesn't have any momentum, it's in view jail. And then he uploaded another screenshot of another video that they made that looks like it's flatlining around 30,000 views again. 80-20 swipe rate, and we don't have the retention graph, but I promise you it's probably the same issue. So once again, the goal is to make this graph as flat as possible, even if you have over an 100% average.
Just drawing the graph. I'm gonna have a visual idea for later. Flat as possible. Are words that you never thought to
Average view rate
here, but
or something like
flat as possible. Get that graph as flat as humanly possible. And well, I'm guessing the drop-off point is where, oh well, if they're dropping off in the intro, then your hook isn't good enough. If they're dropping off in the middle, your content isn't good enough. And they're dropping off at the end, then the ending is not good enough. But I mean that one I understand.
Now that you sort of understand how to look at analytics, I want to show you how we would use that to make our next video better. These are the analytics of one of the first videos that we uploaded on Slam Dunk. If you look, in the first 7 days, this video got 17 views. And then now it's sitting at over 700,000 because of the momentum stuff I talked about before. But as you can see, this video is not good. I'm going to play it for a couple seconds just so you can see. How did iShow Speed become the biggest streamer in the world? You would probably think that it was through years of grinding or studying algorithms, but you would be wrong. Speed uses one simple trick to make sure everything he does goes viral. This trick has led Speed to set off a firework in his room. Oh my god, this video was so bad. There are like hundreds of iterations that we made to get our first viral video versus what we were doing on this video, but one of the most apparent things is the actual script writing style and content of the video. For some reason, I had it in my mind that you wanted to like edge the viewer until the very end, pause, to get to this point at the end where you say the payoff that you've been alluding to the entire video. We learned that that absolutely does not work, and people just swipe away within the first 10 seconds if you don't deliver them any value. And on all of our early Slam Dunk videos, we had this massive problem with huge drop off in the first 3 or 4 seconds. We fixed this by actually focusing on the first frame of the video, by getting better hooks, by getting a different voiceover style. I tested so many different
improvements. Focusing on first frame, better hooks. I'm wondering if he's telling us to do that or if that's what he did. I'm writing it down anyway. I think the voice part is important too. If it's a voice that you don't want to listen to, you will, you know.
over style. I tested so many different ways of speaking on this channel. We even did different caption styles, and then the music in the background we made drop after the first sentence, so it felt like you were really getting into the video rather than dropping right away. Just look at the difference between that video that I just showed you and then this other video that we made a couple months ago. This is the most evil moment in the Beast game. These 3 people were trapped in a box and they had to pick one person to get eliminated. They all agreed to drop. Right, so in this video, I'm trying to voice over it way more casually. We had a much more modern caption style. The B-roll, I think, was way better in the first few seconds. And then I actually get into the content of the video as fast as I possibly can. What I just showed you is a direct example of how listening to your analytics leads to you making better videos for your audience. The top people on social media are so obsessed with this, I can't reiterate this enough. This is a case study that one of my friends ran a couple months ago on his own channel. He tracked the views of his channel as well as all the major stats. And if you scroll down here, he actually found a direct correlation between good statistics and views. The better his average view duration was, his average percentage viewed, and his views versus swipe average literally directly correlated to his videos going viral. You can see down here, all of these videos are stuck at around 30,000 and they all have the worst analytics. And then once you get up here, you can see that all of the videos that have tens of millions of views just have the best analytics. A lot of people will criticize directly just going after statistics on your videos like this, saying that it'll make your content robotic, but I actually believe that it's the complete opposite. We already know that the algorithm is basically just another word for audience, and your goal should be to make the best, most entertaining videos for your audience to watch. Paying attention to your YouTube analytics just gives you the tools to do that.
Iteration cycles. That sounds interesting.
Iteration cycles are big in the software world. Basically, you make a product or feature and then you test it in the market with actual users. Then to make the product better,
Okay, make product, test it in the market. Make product.
iterate based off your users. Feedback. You essentially do the exact same thing here to escape view jail, except it's way easier because these social media platforms lay out all of these numbers and graphs nicely to show you what you're doing wrong. The faster that you iterate to get to this winning formula, the faster that you'll get out of view jail. For most niches, when starting out, you'll want to upload one video that you genuinely believe is great every single day. After about 24 hours on YouTube, you'll get the retention graph back, as well as the analytics. Based off that,
I'll probably do one every couple of days. I don't know, but I do my goal.
Making your next
let me really clarify. My goal is to make one a day. But it's good, you know. Make one good one a day. So, probably realistically, I'm gonna make one every 2 or 3 days and upload there. Yes, I'm in a rush. I do want to create this income, but at the same time, I can't kamikaze my whole life, you know. And it's a learning process. But the goal is to do what he says, which is one a day. And I'm talking on this, but I really don't know how it's gonna be. I might be able to make multiple a day with the same formula, because it's like when you solve a math problem. In the beginning, you gotta learn the formula, maybe apply it, and it takes time. The brain kind of like itches a little, but then you know that formula, and then you solve the similar problems, completely different, and like snap of your fingers, you know. So this might be the same. Hopefully, it's the same, because with the experience, then you can create better videos, and better videos equal more viewership, and more viewership equals more data, which equals better videos, which iteration cycle, better things. More videos that is good a day. So right now,
you should do what I just showed you and try to get insights into whether your editing, voiceover, ideation, hook, anything like that was bad. Usually I would recommend just trying to change one thing and then seeing how that affects your analytics the next day to see if that was really the problem. You should get into this constant cycle of trying to make a video that beats the analytics of your last one, and literally in no time you will be forced to make a video that is good enough to escape view jail.
change one thing at a time, then reiterate. It's good advice.
Iteration cycles are big in the soft.
There's 10 parts, and I think we're gonna stop here at part 10. I mean, nobody's watching my streams. Is my internet lagging or something?
And finally, that takes us to the checklist method. A lot of people that I talk to think that they're iterating, but they switch.
So I am lagging a little. I do apologize about that. Do not know what's going on. We could check the speed test. Yeah, it's definitely my internet. Which that's good because if it was the software, it's not fixing itself. So I don't know what's going on. Whiskey Communications LLC. Why is my download only at 5? 7. And upload is at what? At 1. I just decided to do that tonight. Well, it's fine. I'm just gonna finish up here anyways. It's the final one. Next time when I do stream, we're gonna pick it up on Module 6, how to make amazing videos that go viral. However, I will not stop streaming tonight. So if you all wait around, I'll go back live. I think I wanna just play some chess and that have some fun. Thank you for being here. Hope this kind of content is the main things I'm gonna stream, but I also stream my hobbies, anything fun I do. Uh, for real life stuff, however, I think I will be mainly doing like YouTube, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook kind of streams, mainly on YouTube, which is live reels. So if you ever want to see like real life streams, which I do plan on maybe doing it in the future, like my workouts and stuff like that, go check out my YouTube. There is where that's like basically my home base. Everything else is like to try to funnel into the YouTube and just to share my content. Hopefully people will enjoy just hanging out and doing stuff that I do. Thank you. If you do like the content, please hit the subscribe button and follow along or follow button and like the video if that's a choice, wherever you're watching. And just thank you for hanging out, honest. It just is what it is.
Way too many variables each time, so they don't know what was the driver between what was good on a video.
Second sentence, rehook to get them to stay. Eye catching B-roll, hook on, if not hook on point. All right, the payoff thing. Payoff needs to illustrate visually at that point of the script. That makes sense, but you know, like that's something that you could just pass over, especially in the beginning when you're just trying to make content. Don't show any dangerous activity, ideally.
Feel like it's getting into the video, and the second half needs to be the rehook. An example of that is IShowSpeed accidentally.
So basically, you're just hook once, rehook, payoff, rehook, payoff.
Lit his house on fire. Then you show a clip for 0.2 seconds. He was lighting fireworks inside of his room for the 4th of July while on stream, and things could not have gone more wrong. So you can see here, I'm directly following what my checklist is saying. There was way more stuff that I'm absolutely going to gatekeep from you here, but just know that you have to make your own checklist. We're getting ultra niche here, but the checklist method is so overpowered because when you're iterating on your videos, every time something is bad, you make a rule to never do that again in your checklist, and then when something is good, you make a rule to always do that in your videos.
This is a very daunting task. It would not be simple, but at the same time, there's so much to take from and to do. Like let's just press short. This one didn't get many views. This is like a personal short.
Why doesn't anybody in America build
13.
columns like this anymore?
13 million views. First day in 7. Mr. Vex. First thing he did, started with a question. That's probably his hook. Just gonna make a checklist example here. Okay. Checklist example. Okay. Started with a hook. A hook. B-roll. Captions don't seem to be anything special. But
Because this guy just showed how expensive decorative pillars are really
payoff. So then payoff because started with the hook question, then payoff, and then more B-roll. More B-roll.
made. These usually cost hundreds of dollars.
Then, well, more explanation on the payoff, right? So question is, I wonder what his actual analytics look like. This video, typical. 24 hours. This is the swipe through rate. This is just the views, though. That's not what we want to look at. Uh, engagement, 2%. Views per hour, 16K. We also have to take into account that he's not a small channel. He already has like 329,000 subscribers. Give him a like for the information. I think I view vidIQ gives me more information somehow. Where are you, vidIQ? Somewhere? Are you? PC.
But he figured out how to make them himself with just sand and cement. First, he pours down a large pile of sand, then uses a custom tool to shape the perfect mold. After that, he pours over a thick cement mixture and runs the tool back and forth to scrape away the extra material. And honestly, it's really satisfying to watch. Little by little, the molds...
Satisfying content to watch. It literally is. I feel like construction videos have that. I might do construction videos just for the fun of it because they have that satisfying thing to watch. Satisfying B-roll. So that's my checklist. Started with a hook, has some B-roll and instantly gave the payoff, and he's just still talking about the
Starts
payoff.
forming a clean.
I would have swiped off by this. If it just for that, I would have swiped off. But the content is also very satisfying to watch. You know, you see the guy moving, he's doing stuff,
Decorative shape.
and then the guy is he's giving me the payoff of explaining what he's
He
doing.
even uses leftover cement to make a strong base for the entire build. While the concrete piece is dry, he prepares the area where the columns will be installed. By the next day, the cement pieces are fully hardened and ready to use. He places the long sections around a metal support bar, then fills the inside with more wet concrete. Finally, the end pieces go on and the whole thing gets painted white. And somehow, using only sand and cement, he creates these massive decorative columns that look surprisingly expensive. Why doesn't anybody in America build columns like this anymore? Because this guy just showed how expensive decorative pillars are really made. These usually cost hundreds of dollars, but he figured out how to make them himself with just sand and cement.
That's actually so genius. What the guy is doing. Now let's check this channel out because I like the construction vibe for that very reason. So yeah, he has. I think I've checked this guy out before, at least a channel. So 70K, but he has this one that went a week ago viral, and then his other ones, Larry's framing. I mean, 30 million views. So I would do like for my first video, I would try to get this one and try to make it my own. How would I make that my own though? Like the Zoinga twist. What would I do to it? Kind of thing. Who knows? Let's see. This one has 4.5. These two look 4.8 million views. That's like $200, $300 right there.
Why don't we install? It's honestly crazy how much hands-on skill has been replaced by expensive tools and gadgets. Larry Hahn is showing a level of precision you almost never.
He's not. I don't get the hook. He just. I guess it's almost crazy how much that's probably the hook right there. How Larry can't still plates without.
If Larry Hound saw you measuring every single sill plate, he'd probably walk off the job. Larry was the king of production framing, and he proved real speed comes from smart methods, not expensive gadgets. See those bent foundation bolts? Most guys would fight them with a hammer and mess up the threads. Larry just slides a piece of 3/4 pipe over the bolt and bends it back plumb. Simple, fast, and it doesn't damage the steel. Now comes the real trick, cutting to length without a tape measure. He sights down the foundation wall, marks the board with a quick saw nick, then pulls it out to cut. But how does he square the cut without a speed square? He lines up the shoe of his circular saw with the edge of the board. That's a pro move that removes a tool and saves a step. Larry helped build America with one hammer and a rhythm we've traded for lasers and digital levels. So what would you choose? Modern tech or Larry's legendary speed? If Larry Hound saw you measuring every...
First of all, I don't know who Larry is, man. But somebody does. 8.5 million views. 3.4, 9.3. Trying to finish the roof before the rain comes.
Why doesn't anyone patch roof? Why don't we use this trick to bend drywall?
I
It's
think
actually way simpler than
I
it
think the
looks.
script.
He starts with a
Oh
wooden
my
template
goodness.
with a
I think his videos are hit and miss probably. That's why, because the script, I just want to like scroll off due to the script, but I'm not scrolling off due to the content. So the content is watchable. So maybe if I create content like this, I'll just focus on better script, more engaging, like showing that the 7 things these construction workers are doing are fake. You know, like more viral script, maybe.
Why don't we... But how do you replace... This machine makes hand plastering look like a huge waste of time. First, he sprays a bonding primer on the brick so the plaster sticks.
Or I would find another channel that maybe does better, like better voiceovers, a better script, and just use some of the clips here with the voiceovers like things that they have. Yeah, my internet was so bad that one of my streams went down, guys. Y'all. Just try to reconnect.
sticks properly and doesn't dry out too fast. Now here comes the real game changer. Instead of spreading plaster by hand, a high-pressure pump shoots thick gypsum straight onto the wall, covering the whole surface in just minutes. Then he pulls a long, straight edge across the wet mix, cutting down the high spots and filling the low areas to make the wall perfectly flat. Once it starts to set, he goes over it with a wide finishing trowel to smooth and compress it into a clean, almost glass-like finish. What used to take days of exhausting work is now finished before lunchtime. This machine makes hand plastering look like a huge waste of time.
I think that's why people watch. That was so satisfying. Spray, spray, flat, clean, boom, 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 and he's just narrating over it. This niche is pretty good. Just satisfying. But basically, I understood what I learned. I'm not gonna choose anything now, but I really like this kind of niche just because of that. Like, you don't need good. You don't need to be good because obviously this guy is okay. He's not great because we saw that this other guy was better. But the content is watchable. So, and there's definitely enough views, right? 4.5, 4.6, 2.1. Obviously, want to be in the 50,000 million views, so maybe I'll scroll a little. But I mean, this is the one channel, so maybe there's more. And this guy's what? Can I see when he posted his first video? When was this posted? Let's see. This first
It's
video.
20.
Can you help me, Mom? Oh. Here she goes. Can you help her?
This boy asks his delivery.
He had a different voiceover system here.
It's 20.
29, 24 hours, 7 days. So this was posted September. Less than a year he did all of this. He's probably making couple $1,000 a month.
2010 and a new iPhone is $200 with a contract. Now you pay $1,000 for just the phone. It's 2010 and my weekly groceries are about $75. You'll spend double that for the same stuff in 2025. It's 2010 and our Netflix plan is $10 a month for all the DVDs we can watch by mail.
It's 2010 and a large coffee is $2.10. You'll pay almost $5 for the same thing in 2025. It's 2010 and a new Civic is $18,000. That same car costs over $28,000 now.
It's 2010 and this family home is $285,000.
I'm pretty sure this is AI created, and that's pretty good. I couldn't even tell unless they're talking like that. And AI is just insane. But yeah, so he started the 2010 niche from the past to the present, and then switched to construction. Makes sense. Makes sense. But what? Okay, whatever. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna leave that there. I'll come back with you all next time. Yeah, this was fun. Hopefully you got some value from my stream. Just move this. Why? Hopefully you got some value from my stream and you enjoyed it in general. If you have any questions, just leave it down in the comments below. Check out my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be posting a vlog. We're on a trip tomorrow to Orlando, Legoland, and Volcano Bay. I'm gonna have to edit all of that, and it's gonna be fun because it's my first real edit project after learning Edit Devinci Resolve. So I have a bunch of ideas of what I want to do, but it's just record footage, hang out with friends, and just take it easy, do what I can, however I can, and just one step at a time. No rush, little by little, we're growing together, right? If you're interested in doing any of these things, all the links are on the YouTube, so go check it out over there. Just go to the stream sections. There's a stream similar to this one. I mean, if you're watching on the YouTube, you could just whatever. The stream, just click the link, do it yourself. All this content is free. At least to learn is free. Do it, spend some. The worst thing that can happen is you can learn. And it's obvious that the content is usable. I just use what he showed us to find out what this guy was doing with his stream, like his content. And it doesn't even have to be as good as he made them. So if we follow the process, we'll make it too. And that's the goal. That's the hope. May Jehovah God bless the hard work. And you all have a good night. See ya.